Welcome, friend, to Dream Bites, a podcast where the magic of storytelling meets the power of imagination. Each episode is a warm invitation to explore a world unlike any other, carefully crafted to transport you to new realms of wonder. So, find a cozy spot, settle in, and let the friendly voice of our narrator be your guide on this exciting adventure. And now, dear listener, it's time to embark on today's delightful story.
Caballito's Vigil. Chapter 1. Guardians of the Sanctuary. The hawk's piercing cry echoed through the dilapidated streets, a haunting melody that danced with the whispers of the wind. Victor crouched on the edge of a weathered skyscraper, his eyes scanning the horizon as the first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of orange and gold. Beside him, Caballito stood proud and alert, his feathers ruffling in the gentle breeze. Through their telepathic bond, Victor sensed Caballito's heightened awareness, a shared understanding that danger lurked in the shadows of the once grand coastal resort city. The crumbling buildings and overgrown gardens stood as a testament to nature's unyielding resilience, reclaiming what humanity had lost. A flicker of movement caught Victor's eye, a pack of feral dogs prowling the streets below, their hungry growls carrying on the wind. With a swift motion, he signaled to Harper using the makeshift network of pulleys and power lines that crisscrossed the sanctuary. The system, born of necessity and ingenuity, allowed the defenders to communicate quickly and efficiently. As Victor descended from his perch, the acrid scent of decay mingled with the earthy aroma of blooming wildflowers, a stark reminder of the world's contradictions. Nina, the curious young girl who shadowed his every step, emerged from the shadows, her eyes wide with wonder. "How do you and Caballito talk without words?" she asked, her voice filled with a thirst for knowledge. Victor knelt down, meeting her gaze with a gentle smile. "It's a bond that goes beyond language, Nina. We feel each other's intentions, our hearts beating as one." Harper approached them, her footsteps heavy with purpose. The lines etched on her face spoke of the burdens she carried, the weight of an entire community resting on her shoulders. "Supplies are dwindling," she said, her voice low and urgent. "We need to find more, and soon." Victor nodded, the gravity of their situation settling in his chest. "Caballito and I will scout the perimeter. We won't return empty-handed." As they prepared for their mission, Nina's small hand tugged at Victor's sleeve. "Will you teach me how to talk to the hawk someday?" Victor's heart swelled with affection. "Of course, Nina. When the time is right, I promise you'll learn." With Caballito by his side, Victor set out into the unknown, the weight of the sanctuary's survival resting on their shoulders. The sun climbed higher in the sky, casting long shadows across the fractured landscape. Together, man and hawk became the guardians of the sanctuary, their bond a beacon of hope in a world teetering on the brink of oblivion. Chapter 2. The Emerging Threat. The air crackled with an ominous energy as Victor and Caballito soared through the turbulent winds above the sanctuary. Their routine patrol had taken an unsettling turn when they spotted a disturbance in the distant waters. Victor's muscles tensed, his skin prickling with a shared sense of unease that radiated from Caballito's mind to his own. Below them, the once opulent coastal resort city lay in a state of eerie tranquility, its crumbling structures and overgrown gardens a testament to the unyielding power of nature. Yet, amidst the serenity, an unnatural presence stirred, sending ripples of apprehension through the air. As they drew closer to the shoreline, Victor's breath caught in his throat, his heart pounding against his ribcage. Emerging from the depths were creatures unlike any he had encountered before. Their sleek, iridescent bodies glistened in the sun as they moved with an uncanny coordination, their movements suggesting an external force guiding their actions. Caballito let out a piercing cry, a warning that reverberated through Victor's very bones. The creatures were advancing towards the sanctuary, their intentions unclear but undoubtedly malevolent. Victor's palms grew slick with sweat as he signaled to Harper, his fingers trembling as he manipulated the makeshift network of pulleys and power lines. Within moments, the sanctuary sprang into action, its defenders mobilizing to face the impending threat. Nina, driven by an insatiable curiosity, ventured too close to the shoreline, her youthful innocence blinding her to the danger that lurked beneath the waves. The creatures surged forward, their movements becoming more aggressive and coordinated, and Nina let out a cry of fear as they drew near. Victor's sharp gaze caught sight of Nina's precarious position, and with a swift command to Caballito, he dove towards her, his heart in his throat. As he reached her, he scooped her up into his arms, feeling her small body tremble against his chest. The close call left Nina visibly shaken, a newfound understanding of the dangers that threatened their fragile existence etched on her young face. With Nina secure in his grasp, Victor retreated to the sanctuary's perimeter, his mind racing with questions about the nature of the threat they faced. The creature's behavior suggested an intelligence beyond mere animal instinct, and Victor's suspicions deepened as he delved into the mystery. As the sanctuary prepared its defenses, Victor's thoughts turned to the past, to a time when he had encountered another with abilities similar to his own. Riven, a telepath with a deep grudge against Victor, had once been a friend, but a bitter betrayal had shattered their bond. The memory of Riven's cold, calculating eyes sent a shiver down Victor's spine, and he couldn't shake the feeling that his old adversary was somehow behind this new threat. The realization settled like a lead weight in Victor's gut, and he clenched his jaw as he grappled with the implications of facing a foe who knew him intimately. The looming conflict took on a personal dimension, dredging up painful memories and unresolved emotions that Victor had long since buried. As the sun began to set, casting an eerie glow over the sanctuary, Victor stood resolute, Caballito by his side. They had weathered countless storms together, their bond forged in the crucible of survival. Yet the threat that Riven posed was unlike any they had faced before, testing the limits of their connection and the strength of the sanctuary they called home. In the gathering darkness, Victor steeled himself for the battles to come, his mind whirling with strategies and contingencies. The fate of the sanctuary rested on his shoulders, and he knew that he would have to confront not only the dangers that threatened their fragile paradise, but also the ghosts of his own past. With Caballito as his steadfast companion and the weight of responsibility heavy in his heart, Victor prepared to face the trials ahead, knowing that the survival of everything he held dear hung in the balance. Chapter 3: Confrontation and Revelation. The sanctuary erupted into a maelstrom of chaos as Riven's controlled sea creatures breached the perimeter. Their sleek bodies surged forward, a relentless tide of malevolent intent. Victor and Caballito took flight, their minds melding into a single, focused entity as they rallied the defenders. Victor locked eyes with Riven, the air between them crackling with psychic energy. "You think your bond with that bird grants you power?" Riven sneered, his voice dripping with disdain. "I'll show you the true meaning of control." Victor's mind buckled under the onslaught of Riven's telepathic assault, but Caballito's piercing cry cut through the haze, lending strength to his resolve. They pushed back, their combined will a beacon of defiance. Amidst the turmoil, Nina's presence drew Victor's focus. A monstrous creature loomed over her, its maw gaping. In that instant, a flicker of telepathic potential emanated from the girl, causing the beast to falter. Victor dove, snatching Nina to safety as realization dawned. His connection with Caballito was no mere fluke. It was a reflection of a deeper attunement to the natural world, a harmony he'd only begun to grasp. Reaching out with his mind, Victor immersed himself in the primal currents of life that surrounded them. The earth's heartbeat pulsed through his veins, the whispers of ancient wisdom guiding his actions. In perfect sync, Victor and Caballito became conduits of nature's fury, their combined might sweeping across the battlefield like a cleansing gale. Riven's control wavered, his thrall's movements turning erratic. With a final devastating strike, Victor and Caballito shattered Riven's psychic hold, the man's anguished cry echoing as he crumpled in defeat. As the dust settled, Victor stood amidst the aftermath, Nina's awestruck gaze upon him. In that moment, he understood that true power lay not in subjugation, but in harmony, a responsibility to nurture and protect the delicate balance of life. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Victor and Caballito took to the skies once more, their bond tempered in the crucible of battle. They emerged not just as the sanctuary's defenders, but as guardians of the very essence of the world they called home. Chapter 4. Harmony and Hope. The sanctuary lay in a state of quiet reflection as the sun's rays caressed the battle-worn landscape. In the aftermath of Riven's defeat, the inhabitants of this fragile haven began the arduous process of rebuilding, their spirits weary yet filled with a newfound sense of purpose. Victor stood atop a weathered skyscraper, his gaze sweeping over the sanctuary he had fought so hard to protect. Caballito perched beside him, their bond pulsing with a profound understanding of the world around them. The once grand coastal resort city, now a testament to the resilience of life, seemed to breathe with a renewed vitality, yet the scars of the recent battle were still fresh. As Victor descended from his vantage point, he was met by Harper, her face etched with a mix of exhaustion and determination. They walked side by side, their footsteps echoing through the quiet streets as they surveyed the damage wrought by the battle. "We paid a heavy price," Harper said, her voice heavy with the weight of loss. "But we also learned a valuable lesson. True survival lies in harmony, not dominion." Victor nodded, his mind replaying the moment when he had tapped into the very essence of nature itself. "I understand that now," he replied, his voice filled with quiet conviction. "Our strength comes from our connection to the world around us, not our control over it." Harper's gaze grew distant, a flicker of uncertainty in her eyes. "It won't be easy, finding that balance. The world we knew is gone, and the challenges we face are far from over." Victor placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "But we'll face them together, as a community. We've seen the power of unity, and that's what will guide us through the trials ahead." As they made their way through the sanctuary, they came across Nina, her eyes wide with curiosity and a newfound sense of purpose. She approached Victor, a flurry of questions on her lips. "Will you teach me?" she asked, her voice brimming with eagerness. "Teach me how to understand the world like you do." Victor smiled, recognizing the spark of potential within her. "Of course, Nina," he replied, kneeling to meet her gaze. "The path to understanding is one we must walk together. Your gifts will be a guiding light for the sanctuary's future." In the days that followed, the sanctuary began to thrive once more, but the scars of the past lingered. The inhabitants worked in harmony with the natural world, their efforts guided by a newfound respect for the delicate balance that sustained them. Victor and Caballito continued their patrols, but now their focus was not solely on defense, but on understanding the intricate web of life that surrounded them. Yet, even as hope blossomed, the harsh realities of their world persisted. Food remained scarce, and the threat of outside dangers loomed on the horizon. Victor knew that the sanctuary's journey was far from over, that the path to true harmony would be one of constant vigilance and adaptation. As the sun set on another day, Victor stood atop the skyscraper once more, Caballito by his side. The sanctuary stretched out before them, a tapestry of resilience and hope woven into the very fabric of their existence. In that moment, Victor understood that survival was not a destination, but an ongoing journey. With Caballito as his steadfast companion and the wisdom of the natural world as his guide, he knew that the sanctuary would endure, not just as a beacon of light in a world that had once seemed so dark, but as a testament to the indomitable spirit of life itself. And so, as the stars began to flicker in the vast expanse of the sky, Victor and Caballito prepared for the challenges that lay ahead, their hearts filled with the promise of a future where harmony and hope would light the way. The guardians of the sanctuary had learned the true meaning of their purpose, and in doing so, had embarked on a journey that would shape the destiny of the world they called home.
And there you have it, dear listener. Another enchanting journey brought to life by the magic of storytelling. We hope that this tale has sparked your imagination and left you with a sense of wonder. As we close this chapter, remember that there's always another story waiting to be discovered. So keep your sense of curiosity alive and join us again for the next episode of Dream Bites. Until then, may your own adventures be filled with the same excitement and delight as the ones we've shared here. And always remember, the power of imagination knows no bounds. Thank you for being a part of the Dream Bites story. See you next time.